at the beginning, and I'll just introduce you, and then we'll put it on the speaker view. So that should go on to Allison. That's no speaker view. Speaker view. That's it now. Okay, I'll do a quick introduction, and then it's over to Allison. I'm just waiting on the slideshow opening up here. Right. Hi everybody, and welcome to our Vivamk Success webinar. Different time, different place, but Wednesdays will be resumed. Tonight we've got a special guest, Allison. Now Allison, what she doesn't know about parties, she's been doing them for years and years. She's probably forgotten more than I know. I've done parties as well, but I'm just going to pass you on to Allison. She'll tell you her own story and share lots of trainings about the parties. Now, what I will say is parties aren't just for Christmas. Oops, and I've went to the first one, and I'm going to introduce you, Allison. If you could just speak, it should show you in the video.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Allison.
Right, okay, are we good to go?
We're good to go.
Awesome. Right, okay. Bit of a backstory with me. I started working for Anne Summers Party Plan in 1998, so quite some time ago. Got up to manager status, had a big team, used to love Party Plan. My dad said I could sell ice to Eskimos. I absolutely loved it. At one point in time, I think I was partying twice a night. I was doing one early and then one late one, 7 nights a week. It's nice to be able to get out there and meet people and just generally sort of enjoy yourself. So I've been doing Party Plan. I did Anne Summers. In fact, I still do it now on the odd occasion for friends and family. I did Virgin V when it was up and running. So I've always had a background of parties. But it's not just parties you can do coffee mornings. There's all sorts of things that you can incorporate, not just naughty knickers, as my children used to call it when they were younger. So yeah, that's my background really. Is obviously I joined Clean Easy in 2003. Did parties and decided one month that we were going to go for gold. We were going to retail it. We didn't have a team. And to do gold in one period of 4 weeks, you had to retail £9,000. Obviously, I knew it would take a lot to do £9,000, so this is where I then incorporated the parties. It was Christmas time. It was, I think, middle October, and I did coffee mornings, I did parties, I did Old People's Complex, did coffee mornings for them, and we managed to retail just by the skin of our teeth the £9,000 we needed to go gold. So, I literally it's just something I love doing. So if we can go on to the next slide, that would be great.
Is it not shown?
No, not yet. It's still on the first slide.
I've moved that on. Does anybody else want to take their cell off mute and tell me if they see the second slide?
No, we're just not seeing it, Lynn. Presenter view, Lynn. It's not
Pardon?
even. It's just the presenter's view. We've not even got full screen. We can see.
Right, let's try. That's a Zoom problem. We'll just stop it and share it again. It's a Zoom problem this time. Try again, folks. Sorry about that. We can edit this bit out as well. Oops. Screen has stopped. Do you think it's because I've decided to do it on a Sunday night? Now there's 2 opened. Open them up. This is showing you in a presenter's view. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Fab.
Yeah.
Thanks. On you go,
Okay, lovely.
Alison.
Okay, so can we go on to the second one, please? Yes, okay. Yeah, just a little bit about my party plan training. I discovered Jan Rue. I don't know if many people have heard of her, but she's huge in America. She did Toy Party Plan, and she then started writing books. One of the ones was Let's Party, which pretty much tells you from sort of start to finish how to run a successful party plan business, from invitations, hostess coaching, sponsoring, you name it. She's absolutely amazing. And I had the opportunity to meet her and Bill when she did a massive training quite a few years ago now. And she's obviously American, very big, bouncy, but what she didn't know about party plan, it was, she's absolutely amazing. So if you do want to go into the party plan side of things, definitely see if you can get a hold of a copy. I don't think they're in print anymore, but I do think you can get them on Amazon or eBay. I did have a look. I've got a load of books from her that are signed, actually. She's done a lot more training since, not just around the party plan. I think she now does Forever Living, I'm going to say. But yeah, definitely with regards to wanting to do party plan, or even your coffee mornings, anything like that, definitely read up. Try and get as much as you can. There's so much out there online. If you Google party plan, the hostess letters, all of that sort of thing, is quite easily available. So, but she was a big thing for me. So, and an absolutely amazing woman. Can we go on to the next one, please? Yes, okay. So parties and coffee mornings, as with sponsoring, always start asking friends and family first. Use the age old, could you do a training one for me just so that I can get used to doing it? Be my sort of guinea pig, as it were. You'll be surprised how many friends and family will say, oh yeah, I'll just do it as a guinea pig, and then you end up doing a full-blown party, and you end up booking your parties from there. When we were doing Clean Easy all those years ago, we had quite a lot of old people's complex that we used to do. There's quite a few of them in Norwich, and got chatting to the wardens. And around Christmas time, they raise money for their Christmas outings or their Christmas parties. And I just got chatting to a warden one day and asked if she wouldn't mind if I came in on one of their coffee mornings. And she was like, yeah, sure, and that was great. I mean, the elderly, they love writing their Christmas cards. They love buying things for their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So they loved, sort of having me come in with, my basket of goodies. So that's another good way, friends, families, or the old people's complexes. A lot of them are listed online, so you can get the telephone numbers and speak to the wardens and just ring them up and ask if they wouldn't mind you coming along and doing sort of a Christmas coffee morning. I've never had one say no, so they are quite good. If you're going to have a coffee morning at home, make it simple. Tea, coffees, a few nibbles. If you're doing it in the old people's complex, they usually have like cookies and tea and coffee for like donations and stuff. So they're really good to get into as well. If you don't want to do the parties as such and you'd rather do daytime, they are quite good for doing. Having a basket with all your goodies in. You can pick baskets up from boot sales, charity shops, eBay. Jazz them up a little bit, put tinsel around them, attach a bauble or two, and put some bits in there so that you've got something on display. As I said, they're quite simple to make and quite cheap to make, so that is quite a good way. Baskets, some of the smaller stuff, obviously some of the bigger stuff you can't put in baskets, but having some of the smaller things. Christmas cards, always keep a stock of Christmas cards. Everybody buys Christmas cards. But yeah, some of the smaller stuff will go in your display basket. The what is it we do at the minute? The bag of bows, stuff like that. Having them in your basket, they go like hotcakes. If we can go on to the next one, Lynn. Yeah, again, some of the jewellery, some of the makeup. Gifts for everyone really, young, old. Make your own Christmas cards for the children. You'll have mums at your parties or your coffee mornings. You'll have elderly people that want, some of the sort of trinkety type things. But yeah, just have a selection of everything. I do actually have 2 fetes booked in this year. One is a Christmas light switch on, where they close half the road down and they have like a long line of fetes. Pasting board, you can pick up the Christmas PVC, like reusable Christmas tablecloths for about £2. And a gazebo, you can pick one of those up with no sides for £9.99. They're reusable, so you can use them again and again. Is, you know, a great way of getting your sort of bits out there. Make sure when you've got your table set up, you've got anything that you want to sell, or a display basket, and then catalogues by the side of it, so that people that are coming in having a browse or having a look can just take away a catalogue with them. Make sure obviously you've got all your details on them. Yeah, okay, right. With regards to the actual parties themselves, I don't usually let them run too long. They're usually an hour, hour and a half. Always keep it short and simple, because they get too bored, or you know, people will start leaving before you can get anybody to place orders. So don't draw it out to be really long. Always make a point of giving the hostess a little gift as a thank you for hosting. Do it in front of everybody, so that, you know, they can all see that if they book a party, they'd get a little sort of either a goodie bag or a little gift themselves. The old people's, as I said, a lot of them have their Christmas parties. So, you know, in the past, I've done the front cover products, half price to raffle off, to donate money, you know, for their Christmas parties. Again, if you see something in there that you think is going to sell really well, do an on that day sort of giveaway, you know, that you're going to give 10% off of if you sell so many. As I said, when we went for gold, we did the Christmas tree that we used to have, and the 3-tray buffet server. I've still got that, actually. I bought one of those. They went really, really well. You know, if you really want to go for a target, you know, definitely, you know, give incentives. They really, you know, they really make it sell. Yeah, you are your own best customer. Definitely worth having some bits around the house that you've bought for yourself. As I said, years ago, they did the Christmas chair covers. So when I held my coffee mornings, I had my chair covers over my dining room chairs. And so everybody was sort of asking where I got them from. I made sure I put photos all over Facebook. You know, definitely you are your own best customer using the stuff. I know a lot of people have done videos now about the stain remover, etc. Obviously, you know, definitely sort of, you know, put it out there that you use it. It's great stuff. And you'll get people asking you where it's from. So yeah, definitely you are your own best customer. Yeah, having some of the products around your home. Again, it's cleaning products or anything, you know, it doesn't have to be Christmas products. You can have cleaning products, any of the bits really around the house that you use personally is a great tool to get sales from friends and family that pop in. Party ideas, doesn't have to be Christmas. Obviously we've just had the health and beauty with some amazing beauty products, makeup. You can do a pamper night with the girls, even the guys. I know obviously around summers you couldn't have the guys, but you know, the sort of world's your oyster with this. Father's Day, Mother's Day, the gardening that we used to do, spring cleaning. It doesn't have to be just limited to Christmas. You can do all sorts of parties or coffee mornings with, you know, theme it. You know, there's all sorts of things you can do, and incentives you can give out with your hostesses. Give out your hostess letter that explains what she needs to do. If you're going to go and do a party, you want to have the hostess give invitations out. They're easily made. I think there's so many different places now that you know will print off sort of invitations, all that sort of things that you need. You know, just explain how it runs, that you'll turn up, you'll put your display out, that you'll obviously introduce yourself when people arrive, give them all a catalogue, and then just sort of run through the products, let people come up and sort of have a look at everything. But it, you know, if you give a hostess letter and let the hostess know what, you know, how it's going to run in the evening, she can be better prepared as well. Party games, yeah. This is obviously with the Ann Summers, they were quite raunchy party games, but you know, there's all sorts of things you can do. You know, you can give them, write down the 3 things they would love to buy from the catalogue and pass it to the next person. and then they've got to find the page and the item number in the quickest time and write down the cost. The first person to get all 3 out of the catalogue knowing the page numbers gets something out of a lucky dip. You can have a lucky dip that consists of items from the catalogues and priced at around £3. Obviously, at the minute, we've only got the small Christmas catalogue and the small Clean Easy cleaning catalogue at the minute. But once the larger book comes out, obviously, you'll have a bigger choice to do, lucky dip or, any prizes for anybody. It can even be, you can even just write down in a basket 20% off a certain item. You don't have to have items. You can have like things like 20% off an item, or anything really that you can think of. There, there's so much you can use for games. It's quite good, and it gets them up and having fun. It doesn't make it quite so boring. They're not all just then sitting around listening to you sort of talk about the items in the catalogue. It gives them something to do, so they feel like they're joining in and they're being part of the coffee morning or the party or the evening. So it's definitely worth playing the games. I do find, that without the games, it does tend to be a bit boring, and people get a bit sort of, they get up and start talking amongst themselves, and then you lose your customers. Keep them informed. Definitely make sure on all your books you've got your stickers on with your telephone number and your email address. When you're giving out the orders, I know at the minute there was an issue with the order forms not having the carbon copies. So, if you have to write 2 copies, you can even take pictures on your phone once you've given them their order back as so that they know what they're buying. Just keep a copy of it. Let them know when the delivery will be. Let the hostess know when she needs to have all the money collected for, or the wardens in the old people's complex. If you're having a party and you're using some of the reusable products like the cleaning products, always put a sticker on the cleaning products so that when they've run out and there's not a party coming up, if they do like the product and they want to reorder it, they know on the bottle there's going to be a sticker, or on the box there's going to be a sticker with your details on, so that they can just give you a quick call and say, oh, I've run out, I know there's not a party, or I know I've not got one coming up or anything, but I'd like to reorder, so that you're then grabbing them as a customer. That is quite important. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything on there. Anybody wants to give me a message, I'm on Facebook. You can always get in touch with me. Obviously, I was really nervous about tonight because it's the first time I've done. I've probably run through it quite fast, but I was quite nervous. But if anybody wants to give me a shout, I've got so much on my computer: hostess letters, invitation templates, anything like that you would like. If you would like to sort of chat about the coffee mornings or parties, feel free to give me a message. It is good fun, and it can be quite a good add-on if you're not able to get out and do the catalogues, like I'm not at the minute. Obviously my illness stops me from getting out and putting books out, but obviously I'm hoping to do the online selling, and I'm hoping Lynn's going to show me how to do these watch parties. So, but yeah, if anybody wants any information on it, give me a shout.
Thanks very much, Alison. Let me just unmute everybody first. Well done. Train. Now I'm going to just hope that the background noise won't be too bad, and if I hear background noise, I'll mute everybody. Anybody got any questions? If not, I'll go first. Coffee mornings. When we were on the phone, you said you have a lot of start again. You do a lot of coffee mornings at home, in your own home.
Yes.
Inviting people around. That kind of appeals to me.
Yeah, I find, especially with Facebook, you can actually advertise if you've got like friends on Facebook, not friends you see regularly, but you can advertise a coffee morning on Facebook and say, look, you're welcome to come over, even if you only want to stop for like 15-20 minutes, just pop in and have a look. I've got this offer on, that offer on. Just pop in. It doesn't have to be personal friends and families.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of the coffee mornings and the old folks places. With the catalogues, I've been to a few places like that, and they're absolutely perfect. They're the wee, well, obviously it must be the restaurant. This place that I deliver catalogues to, They're self-contained flats. But
They
they're in the
all
warden
have
area.
Yeah, they have wardens, but that most of them will have a community room, like a common room where you can just say, you know, look, would you mind? Yeah, would you mind if I sort of came in, showed the products, you know, if you provide the tea and coffee like you would, because a lot of them do have coffee mornings there that are just for them to come in and talk about books, or you know, or just have a chat with each other. So just say, look, you know, on one of your coffee mornings, would you mind if I came in for an hour, brought my bits in, and obviously I'll donate to your Christmas party, because a lot of them do have the Christmas parties. And they love talking, because a lot of them will be in those complexes and they won't see anyone. I mean, as you know from sort of cataloguing, they might not have seen anyone for months. And they just
great catalogue customers as well.
Yeah.
Great catalogue customers, so that means that I like that one, because as you know, Alison, it's a sort of it's like Marmite, especially in the business like this, where there's a lot of men and women. It's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, but you have to be aware of it and aware of what can actually be done with it, because there's lots of amazing people like Alison out there who you might just come across that wants to join your business. I've done conventional parties. I prefer the online, to be honest, but I've done the conventional parties. I can see the power in them, but the bit I love is the coffee mornings and the old folks, these sheltered houses thing with the warden place for tea and coffee. I think that's something that we could get going right away. The conventional parties, you'll need to give your first person a couple of weeks' notice. You decide if you want to even do them. I know, Louise, you were talking about fetes and stuff like that.
Talking about what, sorry?
I'll waking you up. About fetes, remember you were Christmas fetes?
Yeah, I've done quite a few in the past before. I haven't managed to get anything booked for this year, because a lot of them, the stall prices jumped up quite a bit where I am locally, because they're quite a big thing around here. But they're a good thing to do if you can get into them locally, you know, coffee mornings or a Christmas fair, school Christmas fairs, because people are there to spend a bit of money and stuff, you know, and if you've got the stock there to sell, then chances are you will, you know, they're there to buy, they're not wanting to order really from there, so you need to have stuff supplied with you.
But both of you have actually recommended that if you're going to something like coffee morning at the school, it'd be different if it was the warden with the old folks, which is the one I love the most. Mainly because I remember Keane delivering loads of stuff to them. But the likes say the school fairs and stuff like that, if you did try to get anything like that, you would need to have a certain amount of product. I would recommend that you can, and then you can order the rest. Make sure that you always speak to people about the opportunity. This isn't the only way we do it. We do online and we do catalogues, or you know, because some people might see you at a fete and think, oh, I wouldn't want to do that, but they'd be happy with catalogues, because that's the great thing about the business. There's so many rods. Anybody got any questions for Alison, or any positive stories at all? It doesn't have to be a party story. Jeff, yep, go on.
Lynn, I've done a few school Christmas fairs.
Hold on, Jeff. Sorry, Colleen, you go.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry. Do you want to go
That's
on?
all right.
No. Carry on. Carry on, Colleen.
Thank you. I've done a few like school Christmas fairs before, and I always found if you took like a raffle prize, that would cover the cost of your stall. And like last year, the light up teddy bear, I did guess the name of the teddy to win that as well, so that got my stall money back.
Good idea.
Yeah, that is. I think the one I'm doing in the Christmas light switch on is £15 for the stall. So yeah, something like that would, you know, definitely be great.
Great idea, Colin. Definitely. We used to get leads as well using that.
Yeah.
That's a January training. I know January very well, as it happens, Alison. I went over to Newport, Rhode Island to stay with her, and she came to stay with us in Scotland, and we went out in the boat with a bagpipe. But that's a great idea. But January did a box, and you decorate the box with photos of the products, with a little slot, and people had to put, like, this was a free competition to win the teddy, a free prize draw, but they had to put their name and all the details so we could contact them. Right, Jeff, you had the question.
Right. No, not a question. Just for all the men listening in here, parties are not just for women.
They're not.
I used to do it in Clean Easy, and let's say don't just think of it as getting orders. Think of it more on the team building side, because I did Clean Easy mainly at Christmas, and just talk to all your customers and ask them about doing a party there. I did it at one customer, and I think I got about, I can't remember exactly, £250 of orders, and they actually joined the business, and they were with us for years after that, until ill health, they had to stop. So basically I got paid for sponsoring. And as I said, I definitely recommend the Jan Rue book. It's on my shelf there. If I went to get it now, I'd pull my earphones out. So. But yeah, just do it. I'll say, obviously, at the moment, with the catalogues, I'll say there's more products coming. I'll say you've got the health and beauty, the beauty catalogue coming. So you can do a beauty party.
Yeah, I think as well.
Perhaps not so much for the men, that one, though.
No, you'd be surprised actually. You'd be surprised. There are a lot. Hairdressers. Yeah, makeup with my son's 23. He's gay. He wears makeup. He does my makeup. He's amazing. And there is quite a few male celebrities emerging on YouTube that are doing makeup. That have been hairdressers. So definitely worth, with the beauty magazine, sticking your sticker on the back and just taking it down to a few of the hairdressers, taking about 6 or 7 books down to the hairdressers and saying, look, would you mind if I leave these with you and come back maybe in a week's time, you know, and I'll donate whatever, you know, or do a prize for the sort of top sales or discount for someone that spends over a certain amount, give them a bit of incentive. But with the beauty now, it's not just women that wear makeup. There is an awful lot of men out there now that do wear makeup, even if it's just doing their eyebrows or, you know, concealer. My son uses, he does his eyebrows, he's got the contouring and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not just women.
Jeff's passed out now. That's just beyond his comprehension. I could see Arthur's face going. Yes, some of the younger generation. I know some younger men that used to put eyeliner on. Look at Boy George, and he's just like.
Yeah, absolutely.
But generally, it is usually a ladies' thing. But Jeff, men tend to do quite well with parties if they do them, because they don't do them. The women, they love it. They love a man doing a party. They get all giggly and clucky and giggly.
Lynn?
They do. Yeah, Katrina?
We did a Clean Easy one Christmas. It was really good. We did, it was, I can't remember, it was just under or just over £500.
Wow.
For one party, but we did it together. And like you said, they thought Ian was the act. So he was trying all the
entertainer like Jeff would be.
He was trying all the bits on and, you know, being silly, and so it was
always good to make it fun. Always
definitely good. And Jeff, you would definitely be fun. I would like you to do a party for me.
I only do black makeup.
He's looking, saying, "Get me out of here, son."
I don't know. Ian was putting things on. I think Jeff's more taking things off from what we see.
Reputation now.
It was too fear to come to Scotland in November. Kidding. We were hoping to get Jeff in November, but he can't make it. So he's going to be at our next one. But I thought that gives him a small break between the 2 trainings. And we'll get to do the full training this time, because some Scottish person went on too long. I don't know who the hell she was. She went on and on and on. Anybody else? Sorry, Jeff. Richard? Wait a minute, Kate. Richard was.
Oh, sorry, Richard.
Next, Kate. Right, Richard's quieter, so he go. Halloween is coming. Somebody said Halloween's coming.
Yep, definitely.
Makeup, Jeff. Halloween. Right, Richard.
Yeah.
That's when I put my makeup on.
How much product? How many products does she take to the fairs or whatever?
How many products, Alison?
Right,
If you're on
okay.
budget and
Yeah. What I do is most of the Christmas fairs we book in are usually around November time. So that gives you from September to November to sort of maybe put like one bit with each order you put in. Obviously, when I did the parties with Clean Easy, obviously the catalogues were a lot bigger. We were putting in, obviously to do the £9,000 as well, we were putting in massive orders of £300-400 at a time. So we built it up. With your old people's complex, definitely go for maybe 10 packs of Christmas cards. Maybe again 10 packs of the bows. They love all that sort of thing. That generation like writing out their cards. They like being able to sort of stick bows on things and making everything fancy and look nice. So with your old people's coffee mornings, definitely go for that sort of product, and maybe only get 1 or 2 items of the children's toys just to show them, so that you can then say to them, obviously we do these toys, you can then order them. But they like to take the Christmas cards away because they like to take them away and start writing them. Literally, they go mad for Christmas cards. So maybe 10 packs of Christmas cards, some packs of bows, maybe a bit of wrapping paper if we start doing it, and then maybe 1 or 2 of the bigger items. Nothing major on the expensive stuff, but definitely with the old people's home, definitely the Christmas cards, bows, wrapping paper. They love all that sort of stuff.
the Christmas catalogue's generally expensive as a whole at the minute, because I've seen a difference in the prices already, Kate. I'm not forgetting. I was just going to add something there, and I forgot what it was. I doing party plan for I started party plan when I was 16 with Tupperware. As I said, it wasn't the thing, it wasn't my forte. I just didn't have the passion for party plan. Though I've done it quite a few times. It doesn't. What I have noticed is what you demonstrate sells.
Yeah.
What you demonstrate sells. So, it may be that you don't want to invest a lot of money in products, which is understandable, but have, like as Alison said, maybe put one away or have a few of your own. And then you can also use customer ones, as long as keep them clean and in the wrapper, and it's like, don't do the wrapper. But the more products you've got, what demonstrates sales? For example, stain remover, I would always do a demo of that. We used to always do a demo of the DD7 in the good old days, and I've got the DD7 out last week. It absolutely stinks, by the way, the DD7. You remember it, Jeff? God, it stinks. But it's the most powerful cleaner ever. You would just put ink in a bowl and put, in fact, that would probably work for the stain remover. I wonder if that would work for the stain remover. Putting ink in a bowl, and then we would just put a wee bit of DD7 in, and the water would just go clear within minutes. The ice tray, things like that. Kate, you had the question.
No, it wasn't. Excuse me, it wasn't actually a question.
Positive.
Well, just somebody was talking earlier on about hairdressers and stuff and taking catalogues into hairdressers. And I've had the same hairdresser for about 25 years. He lives about 15 miles away from me. And he used to work from home in his own house hairdressing. And every year I would give him, he would ask me every year what the front cover product was in the Clean Easy catalogue, and I would take him, it usually was something all singing, all dancing or whatever. And one particular year I gave him, I think it was a set of 3. There was a snowman, that
was massive,
reindeer or something, and they all danced, remember?
Yeah.
And I gave him one of each, and he had them on his shelf above where he was cutting the hair. And everybody that went into the house to get the hair cut, they would ask him what it was and stuff like that. And he would phone me up and he'd go, can you give me 10 penguins and 2 reindeer and 4 snowmen and all that? That went on probably from September till mid-November, end of November even. And he probably
had people ask
for me to customers that I would never have met because they were just too far away. So if you have somebody like that, even your local hairdresser, just take it in and ask them if you can leave it on the counter and just take orders for you. And
guess the name of something.
I just gave him probably 10%, for every one that he sold and stuff like that. So he probably made an extra 50-60 quid just from selling these for me.
That's a good idea.
They would order it, they would give him the money, and when I went in and dropped them off, he had the money all there for me. So
excellent. We have people like that.
Yep.
Yeah, the light up Teddy having that on a counter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also wild with Clean Easy, if we didn't just put the catalogue through letterbox. But when we started the Clean Easy, and throughout the years, and it's the same with Viva, is we do, do everything. There's so many different ways to sell the products. You don't have to do all of that, but you need to know about them so that you can show them. Pick the ones that's best for you. I can't see Bob Hardy going out and doing parties, but I might be wrong. But I can see Rosemary doing it, no bother. You can do the makeup, Bob. She's there on the laptop. Hi, Rosemary. Oh, poor Rosemary, what she's going to put up with. Just kidding. But it's the coffee mornings. You remember what Jeff said. I'll end it with you, Jeff, because you said you've done parties. As a man, I want you to stand up for parties and tell everybody go do them. We're going to strip off there again.
Run away.
Anything you can say to, because a lot of men they're like this. No way would I ever do anything like that.
I say you got to come out of a comfort zone, haven't you? So if you keep doing what you're doing, you can get what you've got. So try something different. Nothing can happen. I say. Well, I don't know. If it was a man doing an Ann Summers, I don't know what that'd be like. But
good fun for the man, I would say. Good fun for the man.
Yeah, no, it's illegal. Yep.
I can imagine it would be. Right, we're not going to X-rated. You always have to take it to the gutter, Jeff. Always have to take it into the X-rated situation. But there's more ways of doing it, than just actually going and doing an actual party. There's the events, there's the old folks' homes. If anybody's going to do anything like that, keep me posted and just let me know how you go on. But as Jeff said, you've got to try all the roads. And for the party planner like yourself, Alison, if you just take that whole thing over onto Facebook and build it up there, it'll work exactly the same there. And Jeff, you hit the nail on the head. Every time you do a party, it's a prospect party. It's a prospect party first, and it's a party for sales second. If you approach it with that, you'll never be disappointed because you'll always be looking for lookers. Would you agree with that, Alison? You know, there's loads of sales. That's prospecting as well, isn't it?
Yep, definitely.
Well, everybody help me and say thanks very much to Alison. She's never done training before. And you were fine. You didn't speed through it like a train. You were absolutely fine. And I want to say thanks ever so much for volunteering. Volunteering.
With that behind my back, yeah, definitely.
It's like I've never done one before, so she's never done one before. We shoved her onto Zoom. But you did brilliant. Very first training, well done. And thanks so much for sharing that with us. Alison said, find her on Facebook if you've got any questions. Alison, there's a middle name on Facebook, isn't there?
My surname's double-barreled, but this wasn't accepting it earlier. So if you just look for Allison and then Rose-Mannall, you'll find me on there. I'm always pottering about on the Vivamk sites as well, the groups. So.
And anybody does a party, please give me feedback. Any positive stories before I go and have a glass of wine, because it's a Sunday night, so
I've got something not related to parties, but it's positive.
No, it's not allowed. No, I'm kidding. Go on, Katrina.
It's just another way of getting extra sales. If you've got any local charities in your area, so if it's like a family raising money for healthcare for a child or something like that. Our particular one was a friend of mine, her son died of cystic fibrosis. So when he was, just before he was 18, so they set up, it's not actually an official charity, but with our local hospital, they set up a sort of charity, and all the funds that they raised during the year, they would go and buy presents and take to the children's ward at the hospital where he spent a great deal of time in his life. So I used to put like a little letter, a note in the catalogues from September onwards when we got the Christmas catalogue, and said if anybody wanted to donate a gift to the children, and said what the charity was and everything, and if they wanted to put it on their order form and put a note next to it saying what it was, that it was for the charity, and people would order what they would normally order, but then would order something else suitable for that. And so it just sort of like doubled the turnover just sort of during that Christmas period. You know, things that they wouldn't, you know, if they didn't normally buy children's gifts, they were buying them just to give to the charity.
Yeah, I don't know, but I suppose that's a brilliant idea. We just have to use it in a way that would work for whatever charity you're speaking
yeah,
to.
this is it. Yeah.
Whatever charity you're speaking of. But that just reminded me, somebody just said from Nicola Marlotte, that's a good idea. Because she's on chat, I'm the only person that can see the chat. I was going to say something, it just reminded me something, but it's been in my head. That it reminded me that, remember, if you are approaching or speaking to charities with a view to raising funds, again, speak to us. We can give you loads of ideas. You don't have to give all your profit away. Sometimes just a gift for them to raffle. You can bring them in enough that they're happy with, or a percentage. But remember, there's lots of them online as well. Notice how I always have to bring you back to the online. Lots of charities are online. Lots of charities. Of you think of any charity, I'll guarantee you. So if everybody's worthwhile approaching, as long as they're getting a benefit out of it for them. Thanks for that, Katrina. Anybody else before we go? I'm going to get a Vivamk background. I want a Vivamk background like he's got. I want one. Right, well, thanks once again, Alison.
No worries.
Thank you, Alison.
No worries.
Thank you.
I will be putting the meeting date out. There'll be an open meeting, probably be near the end of the month, and for the 18th, I'll put it onto the Rhino group. Thanks everybody who gave up their Sunday night for Alison and the training, and I will see you all very, very soon.
Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Alison. Take care, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.